Hello, Namaste, welcome to my channel. Today's topic is psycholinguistics, which is different from neurolinguistics and cognitive linguistics. In this video, we are going to talk about basic issues which psycholinguistics face, what are the brain-language relationship, different theoretical orientations such as empiricist, behaviorist, biological nativist, and cognitive interactionalist, and what are the biological foundations of language and what linguist says about it, and language acquisition and stages. There are different types of stages when we learn a language. What is the critical period of hypothesis? So first of all, what is psycholinguistics? Psycholinguistics is a study of how people acquire, use, comprehend, and produce language. It means like how we are learning a language and how we are understanding in our brain and how we are going to use the way we understand outside. So this is production of language. It also combines the fields of psychology and linguistics to investigate the cognitive process involved in language processing. Okay, the main basic issues that they face in psycholinguistics, that they have to answer to these questions like how language is processing in our brain, how we are acquiring the language, how it is represented in the brain, like whenever sounds coming, words are coming, how they are presenting in your brain, how they are forming the words, and how it is being processed. It's none other than like perception, comprehension, production, which psycholinguistics itself says it has to answer these questions. So what is the brain language relationship which exists in psycholinguistics, which it deals actually? So the brain is responsible for processing the language, acquiring the language. So different regions of the brain are involved in different aspects of language for processing, such as Broca's area and Wernicke's area. Broca's area is particularly for production of the language, and Wernicke's area is for language comprehension. So for example, when somebody is listening a sentence, the auditory cortex processes the sounds, while the Broca's area and Wernicke's area are responsible for interpreting the sentence meaning and producing the response. It's like when you are listening a sentence, it is being comprehended in your Wernicke's area, and you are going to respond back to that sentence by using your Broca's area from the brain. This is how our brain parts works, and psycholinguistics deals with this. There are primarily three main theories which talks about how humans acquire a language. The first one is empiricist behaviorist, second one is biological nativist, third one is cognitive interactionist. So three main teams are like behaviorist group and nativist group and interactionist group. So when it comes to empiricist behaviorist theorists, they believe that language is learned through environment, stimuli, and reinforcement. This theory posits that children learn language through imitation and positive reinforcement. This is nothing but people learn language to the environment they are living in. The other group of people says they are nativist people. So they says that no, we are not acquiring language through environment, but we have innate capability in our brain when we are being born in this world. So what this is exactly is humans are biologically programmed to acquire language. They argue that there is a language acquisition device in the brain that allows children to acquire language easily and quickly. So kindly note this word LAD, it comes in matching sometimes. The person who proposed this first is Noam Chomsky. So the third people says that both of these, from environment and from capability, innate capability. So cognitive interactionist theorists believe that language acquisition is a combination of both biological and environmental factors. They propose that children have an innate ability to acquire language, but that language development is also influenced by social and environmental factors. Lev Vygotsky is the famous person in this group. What are the biological foundations of language? There are several biological foundations of language, including the structure of the brain, genetics, and neuroplasticity. The left hemisphere of the brain is typically dominant in language processing. Genes are also believed to play a role in language development, and studies have shown that certain genetic mutations can lead to language impairments. The very most important topic in UGC NET syllabus, every year comes a single question from this topic, is language acquisition and stages. Language acquisition is the process by which children learn language. Acquisition is different from learning. Like, acquisition is automatic process. Learning, when you are learning second language, it means you have to put efforts for the second language. So that is learning. So children go through several stages of language development, including the babbling stage, the one-word stage, and the telegraphic stage. This we all see in our surroundings, actually, in our homes every time. Like, the babbling stage is when infants produce sounds that are not necessarily language specific, such as baba, mama, very small sounds. The one-word stage is still children begin to use words to represent objects or actions such as doggy, go, very small words, one word. In telegraphic stage, it's a two-word stage where children start to produce short phrases such as thank mama. Then it goes beyond babbling, one word, telegraphic, then phrases, sentences, fully grammatical sentences, like that. The next important topic is critical period hypothesis. It says that when a children is not receiving any input about language in their life for some particular period, then it will be very difficult for them to learn language after that period, or they can't even learn it. It's not difficult, they can't learn it at all. So what it exactly says is, the critical period hypothesis states that there is a critical period during which language acquisition must occur. If language acquisition does not occur during this critical period, it becomes much more difficult or impossible to acquire language later in life. Many studies, many works has done related to this. Like, they stated that people who learn a second language after the critical period for second language acquisition struggle to achieve native-like fluency in that language. Okay guys, thank you. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you guys got the basic thing about psycholinguistics. I request all of you to subscribe my channel to learn more about linguistics. Thank you.